Link engaged.
Visit us at TeamSpeak.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 3. This will be the decider between the one and only ZeNEXHack. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing Terran to the southwest of this, which is, of course, the Taldor Malta, versus his opponent, the one and only DieStar from Team Millennium. He is to the southeast, he is in the purple trunks, and he is also playing Terran. You were talking about long, drawn-out games. This would certainly be the map to have it on.
Definitely. This is definitely going to be the game to do it on. It is a long, drawn-out game. Well, I definitely feel it's going to be a long, drawn-out game, especially on this map. Is the biggest map in StarCraft 2, and definitely hope for some exciting gameplay from here from both these players, from ZeNEXHack and DieStar.
Looking forward to it. If DieStar can get ZeNEXHack into an all-out, long-term slugfest, do you reckon that DieStar can take this?
I don't know. In all honesty, I think that that's going to rely on how DieStar's feeling, how he's playing, but it should go ahead and favor ZeNEXHack, just simply because this guy's Korean. He plays 15 hours a day most likely.
He's genetically advanced,
amazing.
Yeah.
Koreans are amazing at games. They're genetically born this way. No, guys.
We don't really believe this, by the way. Just want to point this one out to those of you who think that we're doing anything other than trolling right now.
But he does indeed play 15 hours a day, which means your mechanics are going to be pretty good.
Yes, yes indeed. Although, if you get attacked by Banshee first, then mechanics ain't going to do you a world of good, are they?
Not if you don't have an engineering bay.
No.
Imagine if you played 15 hours a day, TotalBiscuit. How good would you be, do you think? 15 hours a day, though, it's a lot of time.
Low plat, I think. Plat. Actually, for me, it would be low plat.
It's like you get promoted from gold.
Yes! Finally!
It's like 2 weeks worth of 15 hours a day.
Yeah, I can only imagine that would not be a good idea for my career, I have to say, but never mind. DieStar and his opponent ZeNEXHack, both of the barracks opening right there. ZeNEXHack going for the wall off as opposed to DieStar that simply doesn't bother because he's just chill like that.
And both players actually going for gas this game rather than opting to go for that fast command center. We'll see if they try to go for a Reaper expand. We might see DieStar do that again as we saw in Game 1. Or we might just see a normal factory opening. We'll have to see kind of, I don't know, it depends what these both are thinking, because that actually happens a lot in best of 3, best of 5s, is that mental mind games come into it a lot.
Indeed.
You know, I think he's going to do this, so I'm going to do this, or, you know, and so on.
It's all counter-bluffing and things like that, playing tricks of the mind. And DieStar going for the Tech Lab, which could indicate a Reaper opening, certainly, or it could be fast stim. It's going to be Reaper.
I like Reaper opening on this map, simply because the Reaper's so fast that you can go ahead and scout around everywhere very easily, and deny scouting too, because this is a large map. And if we look over at Hack's base, he's not added that Tech Lab yet. He's getting close to that. Well, he is at 100 gas now.
He's got a reactor
he's got this reactor on now.
Yeah, reactor on the front right here between these two. That's looking interesting. So next to a factory, we are looking possibly, well, almost certainly for some Hellion play.
We'll have to see. Well, Hellion play is, I don't know if he will go Hellions. I think he might just go for Marines.
You reckon?
I think so. I have a feel. I got my spider senses tingling, and usually when you see this, he's just going to get a bunch of Marines out and maybe defend with a bunker. I don't know, but we'll have to see if he's going to pick up or not.
Let's see if he does the swapperoo. There we go. The swapperoo coming in. So he decides he is going to go with the Hellion approach. There was one or two possibilities there. There's very little way to tell otherwise. Single Hellion opening up right there. And there's the expansion for ZeNEXHack. Expansion coming out for DieStar as well. Now, that Reaper holding the Zelnaga Watchtower in the middle of the map, looking for some openings. And as you said, you like this opening, and it is fairly good, honestly. He can get some good information on the timing of that expansion.
If he actually kills the SCV now as he comes in, that's huge. It's going to delay the expo so much, especially because the Hellion isn't quite aware of this.
Yes, looking good. It's looking good. Here's the interception right here. 1, 2, and 3. Down it goes. Very nicely done. And the Hellions will not be able to take that out. Off he goes.
Bunny hops over the cliff. No problem with that jetpack.
Oh my god, the tree's on fire. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. How could we have things like that?
The SCVs must be so hot working next to that minnow field with the burning trees.
Almost as hot as your Alienware by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Right now with a bunker coming down right here for DieStar with the defense. And ZeNEXHack actually going for Starport.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to see what he's going to do with that. Looks like he's going to switch it up with the Tech Lab from the factory. Meanwhile, we look over at DieStar's base. He's gone for 3 racks now. And hopefully, well, he's got a Marauder out now, so he should be able to defend against this, but he could do a lot of damage if he runs by, though.
It's going to be a little bit messy right now as ZeNEXHack charging into the line, and 2 very heavily damaged Hellions, but no follow-up right now. Here comes the Reaper. Reaper takes 1, looks for the second. Will it be a hero Reaper? It will be a hero. Oh, well, how very unfortunate, but never mind. 2 taken out right there, and going into the mineral line. How much damage will be He's not actually doing a huge amount of damage right here, but he is forcing DieStar to try and chase him, which is always unpleasant. Looks to take out one, takes out one, and takes out two. And actually, Worker's kill was minimal there. DieStar only lost two.
Yeah, that's definitely not worth it there. And I'm looking at the unit tab. 25-25, both players equal with the economy, though he did lose quite a lot in Hellions there. It's like 400 minerals just blown out of the game. And what's the follow-up going to be from this? It looks like we are going to go into Cloak Banshees. A bit of his own medicine being thrown at DieStar now, and we'll have to see how he's going to defend it. Look at this, though. He has a engineering bake up and completed. This is the difference from the first game when the roles were reversed.
No question. And also DieStar, of course, sitting on those two command centers. Perhaps DieStar will fall into the trap that he hoped his opponent will. We're going to find out one way or the other, because DieStar, there we go. Finally, a missile turret coming up in the line right there for DieStar. So he is ready for this.
That's very smart, actually. Going Hellions, forcing your opponent to go a lot of ground units, not really focusing on anti-air, and then switching up, going for Banshees, but not smart enough to outsmart DieStar here, who does go for the double missile turret on the main and the natural, now completely safe against anything.
DieStar is a sneaky individual. However, I would like to point out that this is only one Banshee, because he's just picked the starport up and he's now gone through to reactor again.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he's going to do there. I mean, just getting one, we'll have to see how he's going to change from there. Maybe he got a scan off. I wasn't sure that he maybe saw the missile turrets and just thought about cancelling it. I don't know.
No, he didn't. He definitely has no visibility on that whatsoever. So that's an interesting one. I have to wonder how much DieStar will really react to this. I mean, the missile turret will already take that out very, very nicely. So he doesn't really have to worry too much about harassment from that Banshee. But now we're looking for a follow-up from ZeNEXHack once he gets this reactor down. And he's sitting on primarily Marines. He's got one siege tank out right now. So we're looking for a bit of drop play.
Well, it could be drop play, or the most usual strategy for the people to use in Terran versus Terran, especially on this match, is to camp up below the natural, basically. Siege up and start to rain down on the refinery and on the mineral patches. And once you get position in this matchup, it's so hard to crack it. And that's why it's all about positional play, because once you do get that, it's almost impossible to stop.
We'll find out very shortly, folks. We're looking to see what he actually decides to do from that starport. DieStar sitting on a good force right now. Army supply is in favor of DieStar, and the work supply count is absolutely equal right now. Still no sign of anything popping up. There is the Medivac coming up for ZeNEXHack right now. And a quick scan by DieStar. Nicely done there.
And we'll have to see how he's going to play from here. Stim only just been done for Hack now, nowhere near completion. And the combat shields, if DieStar pushes out now, yeah, exactly, pushes out now for a timing, it could be so detrimental to Hack here. We'll have to see how much damage he can do, though, because Hack does have two siege tanks in position. So I'm not sure if he'll be able to crack this, though.
It seems unlikely he'll be able to bust his way through that with the position of the siege tanks, plus no drop capability right here from DieStar. He does have the Vikings, so the chances are he'll be able to see the siege tank before he runs right into it. Now, ZeNEXHack with a quick scout right there. He's able to spot that, and DieStar decides he doesn't want to go for it. And right now, I actually don't blame him.
And what's that on the top of the minimap now? It's just controlling the ZeNEXHack tower.
Yeah, it'll just be
a scouting
SCV,
checking for a third base, making sure there's no hidden expos. Hidden expos are very popular on this map because it's so big.
Yep.
And so unpredictable with expos and so on. It looks like DieStar going to go ahead, get rid of these rocks, take his own expansion. And at the same time, do we have Hack going for an expo? No, not yet, though.
Not as of yet, no. Now, DieStar has now got drop capability, which certainly will be useful, but the armor supply count is equal for both, and worker supply slightly higher for DieStar. And we noticed actually in Game 1 that DieStar maybe went a little bit overboard with the workers.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, he got like 85 or so.
It was ridiculous.
And, yeah, it's quite normal, this game, actually, quite standard, but we'll have to see how far that does go. Supply lead at the moment, just slightly in favor of DieStar, 113 to 112, and now we are going to have a push out, and because he's gone for this bio-heavy force, he's got hardly any tanks. This is very Marine King style, and it's going to be very hard to combat against these tanks. He's going to have to start getting his own tanks out soon. He's only got 1 versus 5. And if he controls his ZeNEXHack tower, he can easily bunny hop to that natural. Will he be able to do it, though?
ZeNEXHack now sitting on the southern ZeNEXHack watchtower, which is looking very, very useful for him, certainly. And that's actually forcing DieStar to go all the way back. And loads up a couple of units, nothing major there, except for that drop in the bottom right there from DieStar, of course. ZeNEXHack, in fact, into DieStar's base, doing a reasonable amount of damage to the supply, and forcing DieStar to try and react to that. In the meantime, behind all of that, we see ZeNEXHack engaging as quickly as possible. DieStar with the spread, but he's taking immense shelling right now, and his forces melting under the firepower of ZeNEXHack's tanks.
Yeah, that's what I talked about. The difference between tank count really shown in this game. And unfortunately for DieStar, he's on the back foot now, on the edge of losing. And there we do get that siege mode. underneath that natural refinery, and Mirrorline's going to be under a lot of fire, especially because he's got a Viking count. Has to be careful of that turret, though.
Yeah, he ends up losing one Viking, but he's okay on the other one right now. He's got good visibility up there. SCV's taking great shelling, and the army supply count has swung very much in favor of ZeNEXHack right now. A lot of workers down, and ZeNEXHack with reinforcements moving in a large force of Marines. And DieStar actually has a disadvantage in terms of upgrades as well, which is not going to help him at all. DieStar doesn't get the deployment off there with the tank. He only has one tank available, so this is going to be extremely hard to repulse. That natural has basically melted.
Yeah, and in the background now we have Hack actually taking the third base and denying the second base of DieStar. So DieStar in a lot of trouble now. He needs to do something in the next 30 seconds, 1 minute, otherwise there's no way he can come back in the economic advantage. Trying to get position with these Vikings slowly does push out Hack, but to what end? 90 food now versus 134. The supply count of SCVs 34, 36 to 56, 20 difference.
It's pretty damn massive, let's be honest. And DieStar not really able to mine from that base too much. Admittedly, he has managed to push that large tank force by ZeNEXHack out of there. ZeNEXHack currently sitting on 9 tanks, and there's 36 Marines coming to back that up as well. We see a small flanking force around the side, which is looking to be rather unpleasant. It's actually going for the third for DieStar, and DieStar is moving in to try and intercept that. DieStar does have eyes on the tanks, which is helpful, but here comes the interception. DieStar needs to get in there. He does have a massive medevac advantage, which will certainly help him out, even though he lacks the upgrade. And unfortunately, DieStar's actually melting, simply because ZeNEXHack has just too many units.
Upgrades, man.
Upgrades, how do they work? ZeNEXHack is ripping his way through the middle line once again of DieStar. That's not looking good for him one little bit.
And this shows you that you can't play TVT without tanks. It's just impossible to do so. You lose position, and then there's nothing you can do. You can't fight into siege tanks. Obviously, you can do a lot of damage, a lot of drops, but he didn't do that. DieStar needed to use drops a lot more in this game to abuse his mobility, but he couldn't do that, and losing so much damage to that natural, rather. And now we're going to have Hack move around to this third base and get position on that third base, start raining down damage, and DieStar knows it's coming, trying to get in position, but can he get enough units out in time? 100 food versus 151.
Looking at 12 tanks, I find that extremely unlikely. DieStar really doesn't have anything to counter that with. He's got 25 Marines coming in. They are not upgraded at all. ZeNEXHack charging in the line, applying an awful lot of pressure right here to DieStar's command center. That's the third gun. There's no real question about that. DieStar just pulled SCVs, as you can see, and now falling back to his natural. And this is not looking great for ZeNEXHack.
Yeah, the superior mechanics here are kicking in, the superior builds kicking in, and everything's just not going DieStar's way. He's got a minimal force, and he kind of has to do something in the next few seconds. Otherwise, like I said before, he's just going to fall so far behind. I think he realizes that now, and he's going to try and push out, but he's definitely just going to get sandwiched.
Looking for the engagement right there. Let's just ignore the fact that I said it's not looking good for ZeNEXHack right now, who has a massive advantage over his opponent, which is clearly not the situation he wants to be in. Gunning it down, and this might be the last stand right here of DieStar, as it takes some heavy shelling from the back. How do you counter 13 tanks? The answer is with 14 tanks. And right now you see that DieStar only has 4, so that is not all that helpful.
Yeah, I mean, the upgrades were at 1-1 now for Hack, and he's going to be going to 2-1 quite soon. +1 for his tanks, and there's just pretty much nothing.
Oh, running right into the shelling of his opponent. I don't think he cares anymore. There it comes. ZeNEXHack keeping those tanks mobile, and DieStar getting melted completely. There are small body parts strewn across the battlefield. It is not pretty. It's going to take a lot of cleaning up. DieStar with a final stand. GG, ladies and gentlemen. And the last phone hope, unfortunately, out of the TL Open number 17 after a brave effort.
And unfortunately for DieStar does leave, as you just said. Hack advancing to the finals, where he will be playing the winner of 1 and Line. Unfortunately for DieStar, not managing to keep up with the beat in that final game. And you can just see by the minimap in that final game, 4 bases now for Hack. The upgrades 2-1, going for 2-2. And nothing you can do there. And he just lost position, especially because the way that they spawned on this map, it was always going to be about that natural. And as soon as he lost that position there, completely lights out.
Yeah, Wiki Wild. He was down, and indeed he did not break it down, and therein lies the problem. Lack of tanks, certainly lack of drop aggression initially, just stuck in his base, kind of the same way that happened to his opponent in the first game, where his opponent was bottled in, and it looks like a reversal of fortunes right here. DieStar with a brave effort, unfortunately knocked out by the Korean, which means we will have an all-Korean final.
Yeah, and that's the first time for TL Open. The previous, well, the TL Open number 16, as said before, was won by Hwang Sin, who beat 3-0 to Six-Jacks Major, if I remember correctly.
Indeed.
But now we are going to have this all-Korean final. Will it be Lion, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are excited to see play here. Very awesome player, and he's actually the guy that beat Jinro in the Super Tournament, and actually managed to go all the way to the top 8, finally losing versus Top, if I remember correctly. And his opponent, not really too known, is going to be ZeNEXHack, or formerly known as Ice Cream. Some of you guys might remember him from the early stage of the GSL, I think like GSL 3, I think. He did play back then, made it to the round of 64, but then has been absent from any other GSL tournament.
Yeah, well, let's just say that by the looks of it, it will actually be an all-ZeNEX final as opposed to just an all-Korean final.
Yeah.
A lot of Korean firepower coming to this tournament. They're taking all our tournaments and gerbs and white women.
It's like I'm trying to sort out this replay and all I hear is that. And,
yes, they're taking their gerbs and white women. Like, stop that, TotalBiscuit. Stop distracting us.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see what this final game. I'm quite excited for this. It's going to be a TVZ. Not a TVT again. So Lion is that famous Zerg player that knocked out Jinro and won Terran player. Don't know nothing about him, but can he be able to take out Lion? It's going to be an uphill battle for one for sure. And will Lion be able to crush his opponent?
We will find out very, very shortly. I believe we're going to take a short break. I think we may have to actually swap out laptops right here. My machine's okay. Unfortunately, it looks like Apollo's is not. So we're going to take a break. We're going to swap out as rapidly as possible, folks. He could, he can cast from my screen, but we're just looking for a very quick swap, just for a few minutes. So we will be back, hopefully, in about 4 to 5 minutes time maximum, and we will be getting on with this next matchup, which looks to be absolutely fantastic between Ice Cream, also known as One, and Line. Should be good. We'll see you in a moment.